Can you talk about the implementation issues companies are experiencing, the challenges that they're facing?
Well, I've been working actually with a lot of companies around the country for the past 2 years on this, and it's been very interesting to me because, you hear it all the time, but the truth is that the devil's in the details. And a lot of people will automatically assume that because they're in a certain industry, they heard it's not going to affect them. So if they're in retail, it's not going to affect me. So there's this misconception out there that there's certain industries that aren't going to be affected. And the reality that we've learned is as you start to work through your business process and the concepts behind what you sell, you don't know if you'll be affected until you literally go through the 5 steps. So if you think about it, if at a minimum, you're going to have disclosure requirements that significantly change. So any disclosures we have now are going to completely change. The numbers might stay the same, but how they're disclosed is going to change. So in just that one regard, every single company will be affected. So no one can say, doesn't apply to me, because yes, it does. You're going to have to change your disclosures.
Anything else, Stacey?
The other thing that we've noticed is what I always say to a company when we first sit down is, let's talk about how do you do this now, right? So let's identify our revenue streams. And how do you recognize the revenue now? And particularly if there's industry-specific guidance or there's transactional-specific guidance, I'm going to guarantee you that decisions are going to have to be made within this 5-step process to get us to where we are today. So my advice is always, let's talk about where we are today, because you don't want to be completely different tomorrow. You do not want your numbers and timing to change dramatically. So you have to dig into the 5 steps to say, okay, in step 3, we're going to have to make some business decisions around how we want to go about this to be able to get to where we are today and change the process.